The foldable smartphone market is standing on the edge of a major transformation. For years, Samsung has led this space almost unchallenged with its Galaxy Z Fold series. But now, Apple is reportedly preparing its own entry into the foldable world with the much-rumored iPhone Fold. This head-to-head clash between two of the biggest tech giants could completely redefine what we expect from premium foldable smartphones. If you're confused about whether to wait for Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 8 or hold out for Apple's iPhone Fold, this detailed comparison will help you understand how they might differ in terms of price, design, cameras, performance, battery life, and software experience. Let's break it down. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 versus iPhone Fold. Pricing and value. Both the Galaxy Z Fold 8 and the iPhone Fold are expected to sit firmly in the ultra-premium category. Foldable displays, complex hinge mechanisms, and flagship-level hardware don't come cheap, and these devices will clearly target enthusiasts and power users rather than budget buyers. Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 8 is expected to be priced around the $1,199 mark. This is in line with previous Z Fold models, although global supply chain issues and rising component costs could push the final price slightly higher in some regions. Still, Samsung seems committed to keeping its foldable lineup competitive, offering a high-end experience without going too far beyond the existing premium price bracket. Apple's iPhone Fold, on the other hand, is rumored to launch between $2,000 and $2,399, potentially making it one of the most expensive foldable phones ever released. This pricing aligns with Apple's long-standing strategy: charge a premium for design, ecosystem integration, and exclusive features that you simply can't get elsewhere. In practical terms, Samsung is likely to come across as the slightly more affordable flagship foldable, delivering strong value for what you pay. Apple is likely to justify its higher price with polish, design innovation, and deep integration with iOS and the wider Apple ecosystem. If your budget has a hard limit, Samsung may be the safer choice. If you're willing to pay extra for Apple's design language, software experience, and ecosystem, the iPhone Fold could still make sense despite its higher price tag. Launch timeline. Which one will arrive first? Timing could be one of the biggest deciding factors if you're eager to buy a foldable this year. Samsung is expected to continue its usual release cycle and unveil the Galaxy Z Fold 8 in late July 2024. This would line up with previous Z Fold launches and keep Samsung in the lead when it comes to getting updated foldable hardware into customers' hands as quickly as possible. Apple's timeline is much more uncertain. Current rumors point to a possible September 2024 announcement, potentially alongside the iPhone 18 lineup. However, some reports suggest that Apple is still refining its foldable technology and may delay the launch significantly, possibly as far back as 2027, if the company is not fully satisfied with the durability, hinge design, or display quality. If you want a foldable phone sooner rather than later, Samsung clearly has the advantage. The Galaxy Z Fold 8 is expected to be in consumers' hands months or even years before Apple's device, depending on how those rumors pan out. But if you're deeply invested in the Apple ecosystem and willing to wait, Apple's decision to delay might mean a more polished, mature product at launch with fewer compromises and more refined features. Design. Philosophy. Samsung's refinement versus Apple's bold innovation. When it comes to design, both companies are taking very different approaches. Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 8 is expected to build on a design language that has been evolving for several generations. You can expect a book-style foldable with a thicker, more robust build designed for durability, an approximately 8-inch inner display for multitasking, and media a tall outer cover display for one-handed use, potential S Pen integration, turning the Fold into a powerful productivity and creativity tool. This evolutionary approach means the Z Fold 8 will likely feel familiar to anyone who has used a previous Fold model. Samsung is focusing on refinement, thinner bezels, a stronger hinge, smoother folding mechanics, better dust and water resistance, and smarter use of screen real estate. Apple's rumored iPhone Fold aims to stand out right from the first glance. Reports suggest a wider, more tablet-like form factor rather than the tall, narrow style used by Samsung. One of the most intriguing aspects is the use of a liquid metal hinge, a cutting-edge mechanism that could significantly reduce or even eliminate the visible crease that has become synonymous with foldable displays. If Apple pulls this off, the iPhone Fold might offer a near crease-free inner display for a more immersive viewing experience. A wider canvas for multitasking and split-screen apps, a seamless transition between folded and unfolded modes with minimal distortion. Samsung's design appeals if you value a tried and tested formula that has been polished over multiple generations. Apple's rumored design, in contrast, targets users who want something visually and mechanically different, a foldable that doesn't just fold, but feels like a true next-generation device. If you lean towards reliability and familiarity, the Galaxy Z Fold 8 is likely to be your comfort zone. If you're excited by engineering breakthroughs and want a foldable that challenges the current norms, the iPhone Fold could become the new benchmark. Camera systems. Versatile powerhouse versus minimalist setup cameras are often a major deciding factor for premium smartphone buyers, and this is another area where Samsung and Apple may take very different routes. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 is expected to push hard on camera hardware. Rumors point to a highly capable, versatile triple camera system that could look something like this. A massive 200MP main sensor for detailed, high-resolution shots, 50MP ultra-wide lens for landscapes and group shots, 3x telephoto lens for optical zoom and portrait photography. This combination suggests that Samsung wants the Z Fold 8 to compete not only as a foldable, but also as a full-fledged camera flagship. With such hardware, users can expect excellent low-light performance, strong zoom quality, and a lot of flexibility for different shooting scenarios. Apple's iPhone Fold is rumored to adopt a more minimalist approach, at least in its first generation. Early leaks suggest a dual camera setup with a 48MP main sensor, a 48MP ultra-wide lens, possible use of an under-display camera on the inner screen to maximize immersion. While this may sound less impressive on paper compared to Samsung's triple camera array, Apple typically leans heavily on computational photography. Smart image processing, deep fusion, smart HDR, and advanced video features could still make the iPhone Fold's camera system highly competitive, even with fewer physical lenses. The use of an under-display camera would allow Apple to offer an uninterrupted inner display, free from notches or punch holes. The trade-off is that under-display cameras often struggle with image clarity, so inner-screen selfies may not match the quality of a traditional front camera. If you care about maximum camera versatility, multiple lenses, long range, zoom, and a dedicated telephoto, Samsung is likely to be the more appealing option. If you're willing to accept a simpler camera layout in exchange for a cleaner, more immersive display, and Apple's powerful image processing, the iPhone Fold could still deliver a satisfying photography experience, performance, and battery life. Power under the hood. While official specifications are still under wraps, we can make some educated guesses based on each company's typical strategy. The Galaxy Z Fold 8 will likely ship with the latest flagship Snapdragon chipset, or Exynos, in some markets, paired with a high amount of RAM and fast UFS storage. This combination should ensure smooth multitasking, rapid app launches, and reliable performance in demanding games and productivity apps. Samsung may also continue to optimize its software for better efficiency when using multiple apps side by side on the large inner display. Apple's iPhone Fold is expected to use one of its next-generation custom chips, likely equivalent to or more powerful than the processors found in upcoming iPhone 18 models. Apple's silicon historically delivers excellent performance per watt, which could give the iPhone Fold an advantage in both raw speed and power efficiency. This is crucial for a foldable, where two large screens and advanced hinge mechanisms can put extra strain on the battery. In terms of battery life, both companies face similar challenges, powering a large foldable display while keeping the device relatively slim and light. Samsung has several generations of foldable optimization behind it, and we can expect improvements in battery capacity, thermal management, and charging speeds. Apple, however, may focus on intelligent power management through iOS, adjusting refresh rates, brightness, and background activity to stretch battery life as far as possible. If Apple's rumored hinge and display technology are more efficient, that could also help. Until official numbers are revealed, performance and battery life remain speculative. But based on history, both the Galaxy Z Fold 8 and the iPhone Fold should deliver top-tier performance suitable for heavy users, gamers, and professionals. Software experience. Android multitasking versus iOS ecosystem software will likely be one of the biggest differences between these two devices and could be the ultimate deciding factor for many users. Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 8 will run Android with Samsung's One UI on top, heavily optimized for the foldable form factor. Samsung has spent years adapting its software to make full use of both the cover display and the large inner display. Expected features include advanced multitasking with multiple apps on screen at once, drag and drop between Windows Flex mode, for semi-folded positions as pen support for note-taking, drawing, and productivity tight integration with DeX and other Samsung ecosystem services. This makes the Z Fold 8 feel almost like a mini laptop or tablet when unfolded, especially for users who rely on productivity apps, document editing, and split screen workflows. Apple's iPhone Fold, if it follows the company's usual approach, will focus on a seamless, intuitive experience that fits naturally into the existing iOS ecosystem. Possible software features could include optimized versions of popular apps that adapt between folded and unfolded states, smooth continuity between the outer and inner displays, deep integration with iCloud, Mac, iPad, Apple Watch, and AirPods iPad-like, multitasking elements on the larger inner screen, such as split view and slide over. While Apple may not match Samsung's feature checklist from day one, the strength of the Apple ecosystem could be a major draw. If you already use a MacBook, iPad, or other Apple devices, the iPhone Fold will likely plug into your digital life effortlessly, with features like handoff, AirDrop, and universal clipboard making daily tasks easier. If you want a foldable that feels like a productivity powerhouse, leaning closer to a portable PC, Samsung's approach with the Galaxy Z Fold 8 may resonate more. If you prefer a polished, tightly integrated ecosystem and prioritize ease of use over sheer customization, the iPhone Fold software experience could be more appealing. Which one should you wait for? Choosing between the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 and the rumored iPhone Fold ultimately comes down to your priorities and your patience. If you want a foldable soon with proven hardware, advanced cameras, and powerful multitasking features, the Galaxy Z Fold 8 is likely to be the more practical and available option. If you are deeply invested in Apple's ecosystem and can wait for a potentially later release, the iPhone Fold could reward your patience with a more polished design, innovative hinge technology, and a clean, crease-minimal inner display. Samsung is focusing on refinement, versatility, and value within the ultra-premium space. Apple appears to be aiming for bold innovation, ecosystem strength, and a truly next-generation design, even if it takes longer to arrive. In the end, both devices have the potential to push the foldable market forward in different ways. Whether you choose Samsung's reliable evolution or Apple's ambitious first step, one thing is clear: the future of premium smartphones is unfolding, literally.